Good morning, pregame crew. I hope you can hear me. Looks like everything is working this morning. Good morning, good morning. Looks like someone is from Great Britain. Hello. I can't even do an English accent. I'm not even gonna try. Luscious, Peculiar, Sue, Benjamin, Davy Baby, Chris, Mustang, Dragon, Jay. Good morning. So I laughed myself silly yesterday with the Orange Theory guys. I'm trying to get back into it, and they're want to be a DJ. Let's up that bass pace. So I was wondering if I could work that here. All out trading. All right, we'll get started in 1 minute. If you want to know my screen trading view setup, it's on my screen now. You can screenshot it if you so desire. Hey, Veronica, Kartik, Karen, Barry, Tim. Thanks, Dragon. How are y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Is the pregame show helping you? That is so important to know that we're helping in some way. If not, what more could we do to help you? Because at the end of the day, it's nice to get people to join our community. Don't get us wrong. It is nice for y'all to join the Swing Report membership. We love that, but we want to help. That is our bottom line goal of the day. Let me check. I'm having a cord issue, Jason. Can you hear me now? Is it any better? I switched to MacBook. Awesome, Michael. That's good to hear. Is it working now? All right. Good now. All right. Perfect. Sorry, y'all. I have just like a black cloud Eeyore-ish stuff over this microphone. So sorry. I hate technical difficulties. It kind of interrupts the flow for you, and I apologize, but I promise I will get back on my flow. All right. So we have an 8 EMA trend trade right now with ES. So the 8 EMA is serving as resistance. Trend trade means that the 8 EMA is staying in control. So let's pretend like the 21 EMA is the buddy for the 8 EMA. It doesn't even have to call the buddy in to short this market. It's doing it with one hand tied behind its back, especially when we get the air pocket. So I call it air pocket between price and the 8 EMA, means that we're really drifting and pulling away from the 8 EMA, and we're just really getting some downward pressure, and that's what we see right now. Looks like we're bouncing. So we got a long lower wick of bulls buying the dip. Don't be overly hasty in buying this dip. We need bulls to prove it. So I don't know if we had numbers come out at 5:30. I apologize. I did not confirm that. It is a Wednesday. We typically don't have large numbers except for on Fridays. So 409.550, the low of this reaction, then 4081. So on any bounce up, we would be looking for a lower high relative to 413650 and 413650. 3950. That's right, flow state activated. So 15-minute is not oversold. Don't always jump in and say, oh my gosh, it's a dip, let me be a dip buyer, because we have oversold on different levels, 5-minute, 15-minute, 30 minutes. So yes, 5-minute RSI is at 21, 15-minute is just now approaching oversold. So we had a little bit of a squeeze and we're firing to the downside. So backing up again, looking at the 4-hour, we have a 4-hour downtrend, and what we needed on so many names is to get that hourly, so we got an hourly lower high, get that higher low, and break the high of yesterday. So we'll have to look at individual names to see if that's still a possibility. So on YM was actually looking pretty good for potential inverse head and shoulders on the hourly. Kind of sloppy, but we're losing that now. We're holding the low of the morning so far, 33893. 33893 is your next support, and then below that we have 33654. So on any pop, we're expecting a lower high relative to 34104 and 34130. So let's do the 15-minute game and let's see who's the strongest and then who's the weakest. So there's YM holding the low of last night. ES is not holding the low of last night. RTY is not, and NQ isn't. So definitely YM is the strongest. So what I am anticipating today, but anticipating doesn't mean I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm going to wait to get some bull friends on the trade, but potential dip buying in IYT, transports, materials, and XLI industrial. So we had a dip yesterday and we had slight rotation in the NASDAQ, but was that a dead cat bounce, or are we really seeing a shift of monies into there? And we need rebuilding of structure in order to prove that the NASDAQ bulls they're awake, and right now they're just not. So on the hourly, what we were looking for, we had this little EQ happen overnight, is to get a higher low relative to 138475 and then break through the high of yesterday. And the bulls have lost their momentum, so they need to hold 130625. So let me say that again. ES lost its low over here. RTY did not. NASDAQ did not, and Dow did not. So ES seems to be the weakest of the four. I don't think I said that right, because I want to see who's holding the low of yesterday's dip. So that is who is stronger than obviously ES, and I'd have to go check XLF right now because we have an ever-changing environment. So on the hourly, as long as we have the EMAs overhead, then the bears are in charge. So ES, EMAs overhead on the hourly, YM, EMAs overhead on the hourly, RTY, and NASDAQ. All right, looking at gold. So on gold, I like this daily. We're dipping right now. We're forming within the range of yesterday, a daily inside bar. So yesterday's high, 1842.50, low, 1817.80. So I overall like this structure on gold. It looks constructive. This could be a daily bull flag. So I'm establishing June and July gold positions. I'm doing that through micro gold futures, and I'm also doing that through GLD options. So on the hourly, we have lost our uptrend. Our resistance 1836.20 and 1839.20. Our next support 1817.80. We have a double bottom there. If we were to lose that, that would be pretty significant for the gold bulls, and a significant win for the gold bears. 1813 is your next support, then 1788. Silver looks just a little bit better than the gold bulls. So silver on the daily and the weekly, look at this chart, look at this TTM squeeze. I don't always call out a TTM squeeze on shorter term time frames because I don't always use it, but on silver we have a weekly TTM squeeze. What that means is price is storing pressure. So we're storing pressure here for a potential breakout to the upside or to the downside. The longer in place, the higher in space. The longer in place will rip the bull's face off if it goes to the downside. However you need to remember it. Just remember, when we're going sideways, we are storing energy. So on silver, that key resistance is 30.35. But drilling in a little bit, we're losing some shorter term momentum. Resistance 27.56, 27.62, support 27.18. And then below 27.18 would be $27 psychological, then 26.68. Oil is having a bump. We had some OPEC news. TCG members jump over in the commodities channel. I posted the OPEC news, and now Joey's doing the rundown of the oil technical setup. So today we have inventory at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. We have support here on the hourly down at 65.13, 64.97. Then we have resistance, the high of this move, 66.31, then 66.76. So yesterday I left this line on here. We were looking at this double bottom of sorts here, because we know with commodities it can overshoot and then drop below support by a few pennies and then resume to reverse. It happens a lot on commodities. So I've preached the last couple weeks. Well, actually, the first couple weeks I was doing the pregame show. I probably need to make it at least a weekly event where I preach on commodities. If you trade oil and nat gas, you need to know for oil all these rig counts, API estimates, API actual inventory, OPEC meetings. You need to know all of this data, and you need to know how this monster moves. So at 2:30 Eastern, we have commodities pit close every day, and that's typically where you're going to get some volatility in nat gas and oil. So you need to know all of these key dates and times, and you need to know how the monster moves. And nat gas, the nickname for nat gas is the widowmaker. So I call it naughty gas. So it's definitely can be a widowmaker. It's doing it right now. It just spiked over 2979 and it's recoiling. It does that often. Can really fake you out if you're not comfortable. Look at all these wicks. If this were Amazon with all of these wicks, I'd never trade it ever, 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 because that is too many fake outs. So you need to know the animal that you're trading. Every chart has some characteristics and just some commonalities. For example, AMD. AMD loves to spike up in the morning and then drop. If you trade AMD a lot, you'll know that, and you could capitalize on those habits of the bulls and the bears and how it typically behaves. Well, the commodities can really spike up and then pull down, and you have lots of syringe effect where we syringe into supply overhead or below, and then we recoil. So that happens a lot on nat gas, so be careful. So Bitcoin on the hourly, we have an inside bar breaking bull and then pulling back. Let me look at Bitcoin dominance again. I know Bitcoin dominance, it's really getting the beat down. So Bitcoin dominance just shows you how Bitcoin is related market cap wise to all the other altcoins. And Bitcoin is due for a bounce, but just because it's due for a bounce doesn't mean it will. It looks like an hourly bear flag, a 30-minute bear flag actually, so not looking too hot. So be careful. There's that 5-minute potential bear flag there. You have resistance up at 56704, 57268. You have support at 56256 and 56130. Bitcoin will get a bounce. It will. It should, from the Bitcoin dominance chart that's so oversold. But we have to keep trading the trends until it's not. And right now, Bitcoin has not been one of the stronger coins. Ethereum, let's zoom out. So on Ethereum, nice move overnight. You have resistance up here, a new all-time high established, 4370, and support 4227. I have to do this. Okay, so if we are looking at Bitcoin over here and Ethereum over here on the hourly. So what coin would you rather be playing to the long side? Bitcoin or Ethereum? You must know your trends. You must know your divergences. Our leader, Dan, he trades divergences every single day, and he is the master of trading divergences. He's constantly looking for bear and bull divergences and capitalizing on them. This is a bull divergence away from Bitcoin, and you can capitalize that if you're recognizing which one is stronger, which one's a relative outperformer, which one's a relative underperformer. And Ethereum has been an outperformer, and it will be until it's not. So stay with the trends. Let me go back to Ethereum. We could have a potential 4-hour bull flag. Okay, so yesterday on Lunch with Lori, I went over the characteristics of a bull flag. It's the TCG principles, and I want to go over it here with you. So what we want is we have a pole. So of that pole, when we give back a little bit in consolidation, we want to give back no more than approximately a third. So we're kind of going by the fib principles of 0.382, but basically you just want to eyeball it and make sure it doesn't give back more than a third of this pole, okay? So it fits that criteria, 1/3, all right? Do we have declining bear volume in the bull flag pattern? Yes, check. Are we holding key EMAs? Check. Do we have lower wicks of bulls buying the dip? Check. So you want to see all of these different things to classify a pattern as a bull flag pattern. So let me go over a few of them real quick again. So we want declining bear volume on the pullback. We want to hold at least 1/3 of the pole. We want lower wicks of bulls buying the dip. We don't want to see a lot of upper wicks of bears selling the pop. And we want to hold these key EMAs. Those are, I think Dan had a quiz or a poll this morning on Twitter. What problems do you have identifying what patterns? So bull flag was one of them, or flags in general. Same thing happens for a bear flag. We want to see the EMAs overhead. We want to see declining bull volume on the pop. We want to give up no more than a third of the bear flag pole. You get the picture. So with Ethereum, potential 4-hour bull flag, and right now our key resistance is 4325, support 4227. Okay. ASO. I'm from the South originally, and my family loves Academy Sports. So it IPO'd in September of last year, and we have a trend trade. We have a weekly 8 EMA trend trade. We haven't had a candle close below since it opened, okay? Since it opened. This is not a fundamental pump. This is a technical pump. This chart is technically strong. So on the daily, and again, I got lots of questions about the TTM squeeze, so I sought out technicals, the TTM squeeze. I used my scanner so I could show you. So this had a daily TTM squeeze. Look at this pressure building, pressure pot, Instapot, and explosion. And we got a bullish engulfing candle yesterday where it engulfed the prior day's range. So we are looking for bullish continuation this morning. Overall, just a nice chart. We had a nice pop overnight. We're giving it back. 3460 would be a bottom fish level on ASO. 3501, then 3460 resistance, $37, 38.55. I guess I need to keep going over coin because I get so many questions about it. Yesterday, we discussed it needed to get over the high of yesterday, in which it did. It pulled back just a little bit. Let's go look at it. Gave you an opportunity to get in above that 27651 support, and then it popped. So we have earnings this week. Let me see when that is. You can turn this on in TradingView under your gear icon. You can turn on earnings and dividends. So we have earnings May 13th. That is tomorrow. Something to be aware of. So the thesis obviously is a run into earnings. So people are expecting a potential beat on whatever coin's first earnings is. And you talk about a crapshoot. We have a crapshoot with all things earnings, but even more so this first earnings. So please, please, please be careful out there. And if you're an options trader, be careful with those premiums. They can be very, very painful. So on coin, we have a pre-market support of, I need to give you these supports a little bit more clearly, so I will work on that. $300, 29975, 29846. You have a double top at 307. Y'all, that's a Mars level. What do I mean? I mean, you can see this level from Mars. So if coin were to pop up into 307, every bear and their brother and mother, all Goldilocks, mama bear, papa bear, baby bear, all of them, they're going to be looking to short this up at 307. So what do you do with that information if you're a bull and you're in a profitable trade? So we're going up, I dip bought, we're going up, and we're getting into 307. Around 306.50, I'm going to start looking to take profits. By the way, I'm running a little late today, but I'm going to keep going. Dan will be live in the room in 12 minutes. He's the best. So community members, if I run over or close to that time, I would understand if you have to jump off. So, but I'm just going to keep going with my flow, all right? So I like to take profit before key resistance, especially when the resistance is from Mars. 307. So we have earnings tomorrow. So if you're a bull, now let's just think through the psychology. If you're a bull that bought this dip, you bought it at 259. We're getting up into 307. Earnings is tomorrow. What is that, a 20% profit? Would you want to give that up, or would you profit take before earnings tomorrow? So always think of both sides. You need to be convincing yourself. If you're a bull, what are the bears thinking? If you're a bear, what are the bulls thinking? Constantly flipping it back and forth in your brain. Okay, if you have no position in coin, what do? Well, here's my tip of the day. Hire a trading partner. Not really. Don't hire them. What's your trading partner? That is your broker. Your broker is your trading partner. So if you use TD Ameritrade, even TradingView can be your trading partner. So you go set an alert. Tell me when coin, and then hit create. I'm not going to trade this. I don't want that loud noise right now. Let me hit it. Create. Tell me when you see that alert line. So I don't even have to watch the coin chart. Tell me when it gets to 306, then I can start watching price action and set up my order. Then when I go to set up my order, I can do a conditional order. One cancels the other. I can do just any conditional order. So if it hits 306.50, enter 100 shares short, and then put my stop loss $1 above at 307.50. Use your brokerage platform as your trading partner. It's like getting free labor, and it will help make you a more efficient, systematic trader. Fubo beat yesterday, and the bears could be FUBAR. So right now we are at 2106. 2263 is the resistance. It's not like the bears are going to give up on it, because then it becomes like a grudge match, right? So if you lost money, if you're a bear, if you didn't take profit down here, you're a pig. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. But we hit 2267. That's the line from Mars. 2267. Let me go back out to the daily. 2263, 2267, matching up with the confluence of the 200 MA overhead. So watch for bulls to take profit and bears to potentially pile in there, but got a little squeezy action. $21, $20.90 support, then $20.88 resistance, $21.94, and that ever important $22.67. Okay, so keep going. NEM. NEM is a swing report name. I'm giving it to you for free today. So NEM is a gold miner name. They actually mine silver, which I love the silver chart even more than gold. They mine copper, which copper's insane. We have a weekly squeeze here. Does that mean it's going to go to $100? No. Could it fall down? Absolutely. But this chart on the hourly, very constructive, moving up, holding that 50 MA. Could be a dip buy opportunity on any dip in gold. 68.24 is your support. Then your next support, 67.36, 67.02, resistance, 69.24, 69.47. NEO, this is a larger perspective. If you watched Dan's video on growth stocks yesterday, if you didn't, I recommend go watch it. I mean, we are looking for monthly higher lows on these big growth stocks. 61.91 became the line in the sand, and yesterday we hit 62.20. What an opportunity to enter long with only 28 cents of risk. Just a beautiful opportunity. So look for long opportunities where the support level is from where? Mars, and then you have your risk clearly defined. So we're pulling back here. Your key support 33.43 and yesterday's low of 32.20. So if you can add anywhere down to 31.91, give it like 20 cents wiggle room, then you have a nice risk reward. Now we're going counter trend because NEO overall has been in a downtrend. Now we're looking for that 4-hour higher low and resumption of twend and trend. Okay, 4-hour UPST on fire. Great earnings. So we're making a new high here. Pre-market 112.80. Let me go back to that daily chart. So 186, we cleared that. 117.99. So 117.99 may be where the bulls pause, but overall this is a beautiful short squeeze. Resistance up at 112.80, 106.70, 106.06. How do you trade this, Lori? If this thing were to pull back in the 101 area, like right around the 15-minute 50 MA, 101, that may be a buying opportunity. 186 prior resistance could act as support. I like this trade to the long side on a pullback, because if we pull back and don't get followed through, what do we have? Potential bull flag on a higher time frame. XBI, Dan also went over this XBI trade and how we're holding the bottom of this wedge trend line. Y'all know I don't like trend lines, but it's still overall, it is pretty impressive how it's holding it. So XBI is the bottom end. Let me go to the monthly. We're looking for that monthly higher low is the bottom end. We don't know yet, but we're looking for that hourly higher low. We got to get through the high of yesterday to know that we've made it, 126.49. Zoom, same thing. Zoom could be an inverse head and shoulders. I had it drawn out for y'all, looking for a potential inverse head and shoulders. So what you're watching for is a pull back to this 285.61 area for symmetry. You don't want a hunchback of Notre Dame type shoulder. So we got this shoulder, 285.61 on the left side, 285.61 on the right side is what I would look for a pullback buy for a potential 4-hour head and shoulders. So just looking at the fibs on this thing from the pre-COVID high, we are at the 0.618 retracement, 262.61 is the 0.618 retracement, which is a strong resistance or support with fibs. So Zoom could be a buy. I'm going to skip Tesla because I am way out of time. 30-minute, let me look at SPY. Get out. So 409.29 is the low of that reaction. We broke below yesterday's low, 410.06. We're back over it. So regular trading hours matter the most. 410.06 is your level for today that SPY must hold. And just watch for traps in both directions. Is this to trap the bears, get them all snookered in just to reverse it? Who knows? But just look for it, 412.18 and 414.21. The market is an equal opportunity dream destroyer that it is looking to destroy the bears and the bulls. That's what it does on a daily basis. Don't let it be your destroyer. That's it for me. I did not get to go to any of your requests. I am so sorry. If you haven't traded futures before, the most important thing with futures is stop losses. If you have a hard time with risk management with stocks or crypto, then don't even look at the futures market. It will blow you out on one trade if you don't use stops. So if you don't use stops, then don't even look at futures. However, futures is, you can use leverage in your direction. It makes things crystal clear. I think it made me a better trader. However, you have to be very disciplined with futures or it will destroy you. Yeah, if you could hit the like button. Sorry about my bumpy start. You know, we all have rough mornings, and I got to go to the dentist today, so I'm kind of rattled anyway. All right, thank y'all for joining me. TCG members, jump over in the room. Dan will start in 4 minutes.